couple of moves this offseason. They added Ronald Jones, ex-Buccaneer, ex-Chief. They added Brandin Cooks, who's on like his fifth team now. He seems to just get traded left and right. And they added Stephon Gilmore on defense. Looks like they're doing the best they can to shore up that defense and that team and that roster to make a deep playoff run next year. Puma, is this enough finally for Dak Prescott to get over the hump and win that Super Bowl?
I mean, he's always had weapons. I mean, in theory, this is enough, but like he's always had, in my opinion, weapons to get this job done. Now it's like, okay, he also lost his safety valve in Dalton Schultz. He's now a Houston Texan after he fumbled that bag horribly and misread the market. But yeah, I mean, adding Brandin Cooks, in my opinion, is going to be great on that offense because we saw what this offense looked like last year without Amari Cooper to be the legit number one wide receiver to take the heat off of CeeDee Lamb and Schultz and Michael Gallup when he was healthy. So when CeeDee Lamb was getting all that coverage, like that offense seemed to sputter a lot unless Tony Pollard got involved in a screenplay and took it to the house for 80 yards. Now you have Brandin Cooks, who's, he's still got a lot in the tank. I'm going to probably be like the one guy on the island that thinks Brandin Cooks probably fits this offense a little bit better than Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, Brandin Cooks has like the durability question with the concussions and prior injury history, but, Odell has 2 ACL, surgeries that he's still trying to come back from the Super, one from the Super Bowl. And the other one was when he was with the Giants. So in my opinion, I think the durability question kind of evens out. I just think Brandin Cooks has a little bit more left in the tank. No disrespect to Odell. I feel like Brandin Cooks might be the more team guy. He's not going to bitch about not getting the ball enough, in my opinion. And he can stretch the field and open things up for CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. So I think it's going to be great. Gilmore shores up that secondary position. So now you have Gilmore, who another guy I think has a lot left in the tank, probably not like defensive player of the year in 2019 level, but enough to be competent back there with Diggs in the secondary, who is a risk taker. He's either going to get an interception or he's going to give up a bomb down the field for a touchdown. But I think they showed up the defense a lot with Gilmore. I like what they did on the offensive side of the football with Cooks. I just want to see how Mike McCarthy's going to integrate all this since now he's calling the plays. But on paper, I think these guys, I mean, they won 12 games last year with the mix of Dak and Cooper Rush. Let's assume Dak is healthy and he figures out the interception issue. To say these guys can get 14 wins, I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility. Yeah. I think these moves put them in the echelon of winning the NFC East.
Well, I mean, that's never been the argument, right? It's always been like, we know Dak's going to roll out there with 10, 11, 12 wins a year. It's all about getting over that hump and win that Super Bowl. But, that's just basically where Dak lies. Now, the question I have for you, Puma, is this Ronald Jones signing, this whole running back situation with the Dallas Cowboys, it's not sitting well with me because it makes no sense. Because on the face value, you let go of Zeke, but Tony Pollard it just went through, what was a broken broken leg, basically. He probably might not be ready for the beginning of the training camp or maybe beginning of the season. So you don't have any running backs on your roster. So why would you cut Zeke at that point? Were you just that fed up with him and his contract? Is that why you basically cut him? And then you brought in Ronald Jones, who, let's be real, he'll pop up for a game or two here, but he's not somebody you can rely on. So like this running back situation for the Dallas Cowboys screams they're going to take somebody in the draft. They have to, or else, I mean, you can't roll into next year with Ronald Jones on your roster, and that's basically it.
Right, exactly. And that's how I read the tea leaves as well too. Now, off the top of my head, I don't know where Dallas is picking, in the first round, they're going to be towards the bottom because they made the playoffs. I don't know where they are in the second round. Like, I don't think they're going to relive taking a running back in the first round, but like, would I look at Dallas funny if for some reason like Bijan Robinson fell to them in the second or the third? I would not look at them funny at all because that's where I think the draft pick might justify the player position at that point because it's a 4-year contract. It's still like a rookie deal per se, but there's no 5th-year option. And I mean, I'm sorry, Bijan Robinson looks fantastic, out of the backfield. So, and he's from Texas. He plays for the Longhorns, so that would be a homecoming at that point. So I think that's what they're going to have to do because honestly, Jay, like Ronald Jones really did nothing in Tampa. Like he was always like the vaunted guy. Oh, he's going to take over the backfield, and Leonard Fournette, overweight and all the other baggage that went with him off the field. Like he still kept that job under Bruce Arians and then under Todd Bowles. And then I think Tampa Bay either drafted somebody or they signed that undrafted free agent as like the third running back. So, Rojo's had his chance. I mean, he's going to get a bite at the apple clearly, but once, Tony Pollard's ready to go, and let's just assume they take Bijan Robinson, Ronald Jones, best case, might make the practice squad.
Well, then don't forget, Ronald Jones went to Kansas City and lost out to Isaiah Pacheco, a seventh-round rookie. So I think the Cowboys are finally seeing that, you know what, we don't got to go out there and like pay Zeke all this money. That was a ridiculous, endeavor when they actually paid him. So they're probably going to go out, draft somebody late. You can get Isaiah Pacheco in the 7th round, 6th round. I mean, running backs are so devalued in the NFL nowadays. I truthfully wouldn't even want them to draft Bijan Robinson. Like, he's not going to be – no running back has ever gotten into a Super Bowl. Like, when's the last time a running back has gotten into the Super Bowl? Like, maybe back in the 80s, but not in today's day and age. It just doesn't happen. It's such a devalued position. So if I'm them, just take somebody in the 5th, 6th round, and you'll be just fine.